right. YouTube tells me that we're live. Okay. Oops. Sorry. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our live stream. Today is Sunday, the 24th of October, and today is Zambia's 57th Independence Day, something like that. Yes, today we're celebrating 57 years of independence from colonial rule. The British were ruling Zambia for quite a while, so Zambia got independence on 24th of October, and today we're celebrating 57 years. So it's always a very good time to celebrate and be happy and celebrate Zambia Day. I've got a few people with me, and we're going to have a chat and just catch up. So welcome everybody, and hope you're going to enjoy the stream. Welcome. Please share this with your friends, and hope to have you. I'll just give a chance to everybody just to say hello, and then we'll get on with our discussion and our chat for the day. So yeah, anybody can pick it up.
Hi, this is Kenyon by Marriage, the host of This is Africa. Good to be here today.
Hello, this is Swish, having the Spanish, Zambia, North Africa, and yeah, so good to be here tonight in Zambia's independence.
Hi, this is Kachi, the host from Mulamulira Farm. Yeah, thank you.
Stephen, how is Stephen's eating, Shima? Welcome, Kachi. Good to have Mulamulira Farm in the building. Traveltainment is having trouble with his audio, or is your audio on now? Okay, looks like he's having trouble with his audio. Stephen, how is Stephen's eating, Shima? Swish. Welcome, Kachi. Good to have Mulamulira. Queen Lika, can you hear us? Swish, are you there?
I'm here. Hello, can you hear me? Am I loud and clear?
I didn't quite get that.
Can you hear me? Am I loud and clear?
You're not very loud, but we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Welcome. Finally, Mr. Mamba, you're on. Please say hello, say something. Switch on your mic. Your mic is off. Your mic is off. Turn on your mic.
Aha, I'm in. Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good to have you. Good to have you finally.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right, so today we're talking about independence. We'll kick off with Independence Day celebrations. Did anybody go for Independence Day celebrations anywhere? Oh, before we start, I want to say hi to the people in the chat. Gigi is in. Gigi, it's very, very good to see you after so long. Welcome, Sampa. Sampa FX. It's good to have you as well. This is Africa is also in the chat as well as here. So good to have you. Welcome, guys. Thanks for being present in the chat and everybody else who is there. Yeah. All right. Did anybody go to for any Independence Day celebrations today? Today is Sunday. Most people went to church, but yeah, let's start off from there.
I did.
Tell us about it.
I went to watch Manu get beaten.
I'm sure you are celebrating, eh?
Yeah, I enjoyed myself. Hey,
Yeah, 5-0 is a very big scoreline, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah. I haven't been for Independence Day celebrations quite a long time actually. Coming to think of it, I haven't been in a very, very long time. But that's life, you know. Things like that happen. Got a light in my background. Sorry. All right, Queen Lika's in the chat. Welcome. So today we're just catching up with everybody. It's been a while, and it's always good to chat. We had a few topics of discussion we're supposed to do. We're learning how to do a media kit. We're supposed to learn how to do a media kit. We'll talk about that. We wanted to talk about how to get your PIN and get your monetization sorted out. So hopefully we're going to have a live stream for that later on. So yeah, we're going to be able to do that. Everybody who's in the chats, if you can share the YouTube link with in your groups, just go to the Kumba Guy, get the YouTube link, share it in your groups, and we can have more people. And let's see how things go. Morph Relay, it's very good to see you. Welcome. Hope you've been fine. It's been a while. Good to have you. I'm very happy to see you, actually. It has been a while. We need to catch up. So yes, welcome, Morph Relay. Yeah, Mlamulira is literally in his farm. So he's preparing for chickens. So that's rather interesting. So, Mr. Mamba, I don't know if you've heard what we're talking about today. We're talking about your particular industry with relation to Zambia's independence. How have things been in your particular niche? What you talk about in your channel? How has Zambia developed over the years? We're celebrating 57 years of independence. So for you, who talks about travel and real estate and things like that, that's what we're going to talk about. So you can just gather your thoughts, and sooner or later we're going to get together. Swish, can I put you on the spotlight? Can Swish start? Swish is a music celebrity. So how's your channel? How things been going on YouTube? And yeah, what can you tell us? Is Swish around, or is going to eat supper?
Sorry, my network keeps breaking, bro.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, my channel is about music and education. So far, so good. Nothing about independence. Well, basically today I was just at home. Didn't go anywhere, but I was happy to see my channel. But for my channel for independence, I dropped something at the start of October. It's called 10 Provinces. Talks about the 10 provinces of Zambia. So I think it's something that can also relate to being Zambia. So you can go to my YouTube channel and yeah, check it out.
Speak up a little more, Swish.
I don't know if it is just me, but I can barely hear Switch.
Yeah, speak up a little more.
Can you hear me now?
Just shout.
Hello.
Yes, better.
Okay, just give me a sec. Give me a sec. I think it's my network. Give me a second. I think it's my network. Are you guys able to hear me now?
Yeah.
You are really faint.
What about now?
That's
I think better.
Much better.
There's a dog barking in the background somewhere. It's louder.
I definitely hear a dog.
The
Yeah.
dog
Oh,
is
I
louder
think-
than you.
I think the
Can
dog is
everyone
the
hear
star
me
of the
now?
show.
Can everyone
I
hear
think
me now?
I think
can
let
hear-
me mute myself. The dog, it's my dog making noise.
Oh,
Your dog is saying, "Welcome to my channel."
Okay, can you guys get me now?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, so like I was saying, my channel is all about music, education, and lifestyle. So for independence, I didn't go anywhere today. I was just at home. I was happy to see Manchester United lose. But for independence, what I was trying to say is this. I have a new song on my channel. It's titled 10 Provinces, which talks about the 10 provinces of Zambia. It features Chef 187. So you can go to my channel. If you aren't subscribed, you can go to my channel and you can check out the song and you can tell me your thoughts. I think that's what's latest for me because, you know, today it's Zambia's birthday. It's the 57th birthday. So yeah, I think the track is what's going to relate for the highlight of the day. Yeah, nothing more to say.
That's very interesting to hear. Maybe we can try to stream it and play it here, but I'm going to get copyright control.
Oh,
and you're
no.
gonna get and you're going to get all my money instead.
Sharing is caring, Kylie.
Yeah, for real. Sharon is Karen.
Yeah.
If you're able to share screen and go to YouTube and play it, you can. More freely.
Oh,
We're not
okay.
yeah, that would be good.
Let's see. Zoom also. Okay.
Yeah, no, just say share screen and then choose YouTube or choose an app if you're using your phone, and so
Okay,
on.
so on the share screen options, there's a web URL, there's screen, and other links. So which one do I go to in particular?
Go to no, not web URL. If you don't have any skeletons in your phone, just go to screen, and then from your screen, just open your YouTube app and then then search for a song and then play it.
Okay, cool. Let me try and do that right now. Give me a minute.
Please, people want you on the screen, Swishy, you know, everybody.
They want to see me. Okay, just give me a minute. Hold on. Be patient. Network.
Huh? Yeah?
Kumba. Hello? Hello? Hello?
I think he's doing something at the moment.
My music on shake the continent.
Yeah. Swish.
My music on shake the continent.
Young Chef.
My music gon' shake, shake.
Was it playing?
Yes, it was playing.
A Traveltainment wasn't finished.
Okay. Let's just try to let me go back to starting.
Weird.
My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent.
Yeah. Swish.
My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent.
Young chef.
My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent. Starting with the 10 provinces. My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent. Starting with the 10 provinces. Lusaka, Chipata, Northern Nakurapola. Lusaka, Chipata, Northern Nakurapola.
On wireless, you can't put me quiet. The password is to inspire. So you can love or hate, me shake the continent. I'm coming with more mulilo than Chilanga. 2022, me full of energy, glucose. No campaign, look at the influence I cause. I'm a guy, I'm a lit banana. Body full of vodka, no fruit picana. Wana, seni sobela monga kama. Manyiwo yanga selila konse monga niku Niger. Cause I'm great like this road without the bottles. Me satisfy you like my tebeto.
My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent. Starting with the 10 provinces. My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent. Starting with the 10 provinces. Lusaka, Chipata, Northern Nakurapola. Lusaka, Chipata, Northern Nakurapola.
Hey, nalamba nefitunguteni mafans bali alwe nitusungusheni nje ndinendo wa masumbusheni loko mushale nefisungu fyenu across the globe pakampite across the board njitantike pakechi kombe mupapike paketi kembe mupapite swish chimones chabakompo dope chimones zabatompo. Got nothing on the kick, sing fuele. Shake up the 99 music.
My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent. Starting with the 10 provinces. My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent. Starting with the 10 provinces. Lusaka, Chipata, Northern Nakurapola. Lusaka, Chipata, Northern Nakurapola. Music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent. My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent. My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent. My music gon' shake, shake, shake the continent.
Easy on a frog.
Okay.
That was fire.
Thanks very much. I appreciate.
Yeah, you're welcome. How many minutes is that song, by the way?
It's 2 minutes 34 seconds.
Okay. Is there a longer version, or do you have a?
No, that's the
Songs.
full version. It's only 2 verses.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. I really like the vibe of that, and I don't know if Mr. Kumba has told you, maybe not, but what I'm doing every year, and I do it months in advance, is I want to keep up on actually Independence Day. So this is kind of like a unique thing for me, where I've been thinking that I should do a live stream throughout the year of every country's Independence Day, and just have some music playing in the background, maybe a little information on the screen, and just have that like pre-recorded in advance. And then the day that it's the Independence Day, go ahead and broadcast it live that day. Not sure if I want to do it for an hour or maybe all day. But the other thing that sparked my attention to that is something I've been doing for the last 2 years, is to plan in advance Africa Day, which is the 25th of May every year. And so the last 2 years I've had that. So for 2021, I planned that about a year in advance, but actually started working on it the first of this year. And
That's dope. That's actually cool.
And so what I did for the second year is I tried to get as many people as I could to hold up a placard saying Africa Day 2021 with their channel name and hashtags. But not that many people did it. Kumagai is one of the people that did it. But I don't want to do the same thing every year. But what I do want to do every year is to pick a song that's at least 4.5 to 5 minutes long, that somebody gives me the permission to use. So the last 2 years in a row, there's a gentleman, you might know him. His name's escaping me right now, but it's I Love December is the name of the song, and it's a Namibian artist. He's let me use that song 2 years in a row to celebrate African Day. So what I'm doing is I want to look for something like a new song every year from a different artist for
Okay.
that particular day. But it's got to be something that's I guess, upbeat and stuff like that, like we just heard, but at least 4.5 minutes.
Oh, okay, I get you.
If you're interested in working with me on something like that, or if you already have something that's already pre-recorded, let me know. You can reach me at thisisafrica@gmail.com. And
Okay,
I'm
are you
always,
also on Twitter?
I'm not, well, I do have a Twitter account, but I don't use it. I'm actually looking to cancel that out.
Okay.
If you go to my channel in the about section, you'll find meetkenyans@gmail.com.
Oh, okay. I'll follow you. I'll follow you.
Okay. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Thanks. Thanks very much. I appreciate it too. Thanks very
You're
much.
You're welcome.
This is Africa. Just a little introduction. Somebody's asking, who is This Is Africa?
Okay, so This Is Africa is some Mzungu guy that married a Kenyan woman. So I'm also known as Kenyan by marriage, and I'm the host of This Is Africa. So yeah, I'm just that guy that hangs around. Nothing more than that.
All right. More freely, probably have a similar story to tell himself. So, but I'll leave that to his discretion. But yeah, thanks. Oh, Malaria Farm is gone. I was hoping he'll talk to. All right, he's back. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about independence. So Zambia's 57 years in independence, and yeah, it's always a very nice time to celebrate. Now, last year, I was in Livingston, and this is what I was saying. Zambia, we should do for last year on independence. I was in Livingston, and I said one thing which would be good to do for independence would be for every tribe to showcase their elements of their culture, whether it's dress or food in that particular place. So I'll give you an example of what I said in Livingston. I was in Livingston. Livingston is more or less Lozi land, Tonga land, with a bit of Lozis, and I don't know who else is in that area. But it would be very interesting to have it on Independence Day or Zambia Day, people from whichever tribe they are going to showcase in their dress or showcase their food. Now, I was looking for Tonga food. I was looking for Chiwantu, and because that's a typical Tonga food, and Wusala. So I said, I'm in Livingston. This should be easy to find. And I should be able to experience this on Zambia Day because that's a Zambian food. And I said, look, if there are Bembas who are here in Livingstone, if there are people from Eastern Province, if there are people from Northwestern, if there are Lalas from Central Province, on Independence Day, they all go and meet somewhere at the stadium or something and showcase their food. And the same thing on the Copper Belt. In each town, all the people who are from wherever it is could showcase their food or their dress, or, you know, maybe even 1 or 2 ceremonies, depending on how it's planned for. That would be a real Zambia. That would be a real Zambia event to me, to celebrate Zambia Day. Of course, we have to remember the time when we got our independence, but I think Independence Day should evolve into getting to know more about our culture and what being Zambian is all about. So for me, that was something I'd thought about last year, and was really looking 4 because I was in Livingstone and I wanted some Chiwantu. Eventually, I did find Chiwantu, and I enjoyed it. I haven't drank it. I haven't drank it since, actually. So yeah, that's something I think we need to do. Continue to promote our own culture, let people learn about it, and see how things go. Yeah, what do you think about that idea?
It's a brilliant idea. I'm in support of that.
Yeah, it would really take a lot to develop, but you know, those are all thoughts. I'm jealous of that you want to.
Oh, us who are married to Tonga women, there's always Chiwantu reserved for me all the time.
I need to visit your house. Why didn't you invite me when I came to Lusaka?
And you know, it goes with the season. So this is a hot season. That's when it is highly recommended because it's cool, you know.
Yes. Now that's good to see. But yeah, you know, for me, you know, I only learned when I was talking about it last year. That's when I learned that there are actually two types of Chiwantu. I've forgotten all that stuff. I need to watch my own video because I talked about it. Someone was explaining to me. There's Chiwantu where I use these roots, and then there's the other one, and so on. You know, there's a lot of stuff we think we know until we're like, oh, I never knew that. Oh, so the Bembas do that. Oh, so this is, because I was even asking, look, what is the food of the Tumbukas, for example? What is the food of the Lozis? What is the food of the Bembas? Can you say Finkubala is food of the Bembas? Or what, you know, what is the, you know, there's a lot of stuff we don't really know, I think. So yeah, you know, one thing I said about the Lozis, for example, Lozis, I don't know what you can say is their food. We know their dress, we know their ceremony, we know their language, but with regards to food, I really know very little. And I said, the thing I know about Lozis and food is that they don't eat Finkubala. You can't even cook it in their pots. So, but what they actually eat, what is theirs, I really don't know. With Bembas, we're like, what they do in Chilangamlilo, is that Bemba food, is cassava food for the Bembas, or is cassava, because even in Northwestern Province, they actually eat in Shima from cassava alone, you know? So what is representative of a culture? You know, in Zambia, we can say Shima is our food as Zambia as a whole. But then there's Shima in other countries, you know, as well. So what can we claim is ours? What can each tribe claim to be theirs? All those are things which maybe I just didn't do history at school, but those are interesting things to look into. What is your food as Bemba?
Bemba by name, but you have been exposed by many tribes, so it's really confusing. Yes, there is Finkubala, which is like typically that's what you do. The same you have mentioned, the Shima, which you can make out of cassava. Amale is what? Is it millet?
Yes.
Typically, when you go to the village, there's also food which, you know, when you are traveling to the northern region, is it Kapiri or Kapirimposhi? I mean, after Kapiri, Serenge area, there is Umumbu. Do you know Umumbu?
Yes. You always find
it's
them
like
at Kapiri.
Some wild cassava. That is typically Bemba roots, whatever, which is not even very common. I think also the way our cultures preserve, like for example, our vegetables, there is where Bembas have got this tendency where they dry their, like they can dry their vegetables. Although now it has become it's like you find that the one which comes from Western Province for the Lozi, the Bembas are also practicing it now. Just like we know a long time ago, the so-called the traditional ceremony we call when you are marrying, there's this ceremony which they call Chiranga Muliro or Amateveto. You know, it used to be like typically it is for the Bemba, but I'm sure you agree with me that other tribes have also like adopted it.
Adopted it, yes.
They are like saying, no, so even in Lozis, we also do Amateveto, but it's a Bemba thing. Yes. You find Easterners are also calling it, we are taking Amateveto, and you find almost every weekend or when there's a holiday, these things are like happening. And you find that
we have Vipiko from Eastern.
Yes, actually, Queen Lika made a video
Queen
about
Lika was attending Vipiko very soon. Very recent for her sister.
Yes.
Then today, for example,
I've never heard about Vipiko. I had no idea.
I heard about it, and then today we went to Chinyunyu. We were in Chinyunyu. We went to Chinyunyu Hot Spring.
In Chongwe?
Yes. After Chongwe, we went with the Queen Lika.
These people are leaving me behind.
And Sampa Musonda was supposed to come with, Sampa Chimfwebo was supposed to come with us, but at last minute, he dropped out. He was busy, he had some business which involved money, so money comes first. So that's how come he didn't come with us. But on the way, we had a lot of, for example, we had lunch in Chongwe. I don't know how you discover that the foods, the way, that's what I'm saying, the food has like become into whatever. Is it because of the one Zambia, one nation now? It has become like interculture.
Yeah.
We had some, for example, the food we ate today, we had the goat meat. I don't know, that kind of cooking of the goat meat, it was so good. I can't tell which tribe prepares goat meat in that culture. I hope it's not borrowed from Tanzania again, because the Tanzanians and the Kenyans, there's a way they prepare goat meat again. So we had some goat for lunch, but the way it was prepared, I don't know which culture. And now I don't know whether you have noticed, we are also borrowing a Tanzanian or the Swahili culture of preparing goat. People are calling it supu ya mbuzi, something like, I don't know whether you've heard of such.
Yeah.
So it has become a little bit like so-called interculture now. I don't know how to, like, really, especially our young generation. I like what you are saying. If we could have places like today whereby the same way the food is introduced during the Mateveto ceremony, where it is explained so that we know that this food is typically, for example, Chikanda. Chikanda, we used to think is really Bemba as well. I'm sure you have seen it in many places, because Chikanda was typically known as for Bembas. But now almost every tribe, it has also different names. But the word itself, Chikanda, you can tell Chikanda is typically a Bemba Poloni. For those, who don't understand, like this is Africa, may not be understand what it means. It's an African Poloni kind of arrangement, not really from meat, but it's a vegan Poloni. So maybe that's what we can talk about. That's what I can talk about the Bemba food culture.
Mulamulire, tell us about Vipiko. Vipiko. Do you also have Chivanti in your house? I need to come and drink.
Yes, I have Chivanti in my house. Yeah, so as travel attendant was saying, I think with the the coming in of independence, it enabled a free movement, which has enabled cross cultural marriages or cross-tribe marriages, which have made these particular foods to be somewhat more available to each Zambian household. Take my household, for example. I'm an Easterner. I married a Lozi woman. When they brought the people for me, typically what they were showing me is this is the food that we eat when you visit you.
We've lost you.
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Is that the network issues? Bring the farmer on the screen. Mlamlire, they want to see you on the screen as well.
If he's having network issues and he puts on the video, that's going to make his network even weaker.
Yeah, and now he's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
I'm
so
sure
let's-
he'll come back. Yes, TIA.
So let me ask, who are like probably the few founding people of independence, you know, fighting for independence during that time for the country? Like, who are the main figures?
According to history, I was trying to let Traveltainment say something, but I'm sure he'll add on.
Yeah.
In Zambia, firstly, the key figure, is KK, because he then became the first president of the country. So you can't talk about independence without talking about Kenneth Kaunda. So KK was one of the key fighters, but then, freedom fighters. But we have quite a number of people, who are all part and parcel of the independence struggle. Mainza Chona, we've got Kapwepwe, we've got, who was this in the ANC? We've got who's this? Harimanga Nkumbula, and forgotten all the other names, but yeah, I think those are some of the key. Which other people?
Bene Grey Zulu.
Grey Zulu, yes.
But KK is like the main figure, yeah, because eventually Kenneth Kaunda, yeah, who passed on just a few months ago.
Mushala. Was Mushala involved?
No.
Yeah, someone is saying Mushala in the comments. I remember there was a story about Mushala, but I don't think he was involved in the independence struggle. Yeah, I think my history is rusted, eh? Yeah.
No, you have still tried. Those are you can't mention all of them, but there were a lot of people who were involved. But like you have mentioned, the Nkumbulas, Kapwepwe, the Grey Zulus, but Kaunda was like, we still have this man, what is his name? Skotawina, all those people, but they were the Mama Kankasa. Some are still there, but eventually Kenneth Kaunda is the one who is like popular. Like every time I go out of the country, I've noticed when they ask you, where are you from? You are from Zambia. They only know two people about Zambia. They know Karusha Bwalia because of soccer, football, and then they also know Kaunda. So Kaunda, because he was a great freedom fighter, not just, okay, of course, for Zambia, and eventually he became like a freedom fighter for Central and Southern Africa.
Yes.
So that's what, like, independence, when you're talking of independence, And thank God we had some time. Kaunda, he lived quite some, he lived quite good old age, although he passed on a few months ago at 97.
Yeah, 97.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
what sparked the Zambian flag? Like, what do the colors mean? What do the symbols mean for the flag of the country?
Interesting story. It was a white lady who designed the Zambian flag. Eh? You've seen that, Mr. Mwamba?
No, not really.
Yeah, it was actually a white lady who designed the Zambian flag. I should look up the story. I should look it up. And I think we need a YouTuber who does history. Eh? Do we have a Zambian YouTuber who does Zambian history?
Yes, there's that guy. There's this guy, BC, is it 10,000 BC, something like that?
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. He talks. He includes has a very good narrative in his videos.
That guy is really coming up.
Yes.
Channel 10,000 BC.
He's on and off. I need to talk to him and
we chatted. I called him 2 weeks ago. We had the chat. He came at the nearest mall to my place. We are chatting YouTube, just the two of us. Oh, he invited a friend, so we are the three of us.
I've never met him. We just chat on social media. I've never met him.
I invited him. He came to the mall, Twin Palm Mall. We had a good chat.
Yeah. No, he does well. But I think we need a lot of Zambian history, talking about things like this and whatever. I remember Light on Piri Vlogs visited the museum once, Lusaka Museum. I don't know what they were exhibiting that time. Now, the problem with the museum, they don't allow to record in the galleries unless you talk to them and things like that. So yeah, there's a lady from the States that has made some interest. Yes, I remember that lady. What was her channel? I've forgotten her channel name. There was a lady from the USA who also has a Zambian channel. It's Zambia something. And
is she married to Mzungu?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Because one of your friends, I forget her name, but she's married to a guy here in Portland where I live.
Oh yeah, the Barely Bunch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rachel.
Yeah, she does. Rachel, yes, she does African names on her other channel. But there's another lady who does Zambian history and talks about a lot of Zambia things. She's a separate lady with a different channel. But yeah,
okay.
Rachel does well on her languages, her baby names channel. It's rather interesting, actually. That's also an interesting thing, Zambian and African names.
Okay, so you said this lady came up with the flag. Do you know the reason behind the design?
Okay, so from what we've learned, the colors, so it's just the basic colors and the eagle. So the eagle just represents the ability or the tenacity of Zambia, or our ability to rise above our problems. And then the green is, of course, vegetation. The red symbolizes the blood that was shed during the independence struggle. The black represents the black people, the Zambian people, I think. Although we do have a lot of white Zambians, but yeah, the black represents the Zambian people. And then the orange represents the copper, which has been our main
sources.
Which has been our mainstay for a long time. So that's the main. Those are the colors and the eagle. The coat of arms has a little bit more information and so on, but that's also an item of national symbol and has things. But yeah, that's about the flag. Mr. Mwamba.
Yeah. So like the coat of arms, like you have explained everything very well. Then it also, there's at the coat of arms, there is a man and a woman talking about equality. We promote equality. Then also one Zambia, one nation. Then those zebra signs representing the Moso Tunya. which the outside world know as the Victoria Falls, where I was a few days ago.
Don't
Then
make me
there's a-
jealous. Why are you doing this to me?
I wanted to emphasize so that the Kumpa guy who say, I miss Livingstone. Then there is, of course, there is a Hoi representing agriculture as well, with a peak anyway mining, although it's already in the orange color, which represents the mineral resources. I think those are the major things.
Yeah, so I mean, pretty much what your flag stands for is almost identical to the Kenyan flag.
Oh,
like-
really?
Yeah, so you know, the black is for the people, the red is for the bloodshed, fighting for independence, the green is for, you know, the country's landscape and natural wealth. The shield is basically, you know, the iconic symbol for security for the country.
Okay.
And I'm not sure, but the white pinstripes, along with all the other colors, excuse me, I think is a symbol of peace and unity between everybody. So that part I'd have to look up again. But I'm looking up here. It's the 12th of December, '63 is when independence took place in the country. But the orange on yours for the copper, that makes a lot of sense because Zambia is known worldwide for copper. So that's pretty unique, I would say, to your flag.
It's interesting. It's interesting. The flags in Africa. There's a lot of similarities. There are some countries which have a lot of very similar flags than others. Like if you look at Ghana, apart from the Black Star, and I think there's another country where there's some countries, especially in West Africa, which just have like those three colors and things like that. There are a number of countries which it's almost like they've just swapped the colors and things like that. So it's always a rather interesting thing to see. Zambia and Zimbabwe shared a lot of history together back in the days of Rhodesia, Southern Rhodesia, Northern Rhodesia. So much as the flags are different, there are a lot of similar colors as well. Yeah, so it's always an interesting thing to note the colors on people's flags. There is a lot of green in African flags. Quite a number of them have green as a big element in them, so that's something.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, but do you think that has mostly to do with vegetation, wealth, or maybe both?
Vegetation. I think vegetation and agriculture. Agriculture has been is still a very important thing in Africa and has been. So we always want to, and the vegetation, yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. Well, I know Botswana has got very little vegetation, so they don't even have, their flag is blue. So they don't even want to talk about it in their flag.
Yeah.
Botswana is an important country to me, so yeah, I can always make jokes about it. But yeah. So Samji is just commenting there. You're saying Ghana, Guinea, and Guinea-Bissau. Are those the similar? Is that those the similar countries? Is it which have similar flags? I don't have my Africa map here, but yeah, that's interesting. So is Stephen back? Oh, Stephen's gone. Mulamlira is gone. Travotainment. Okay, I'll wait for him to come back. Travotainment.
Yeah.
Can we talk about, I don't know, do you want to talk about real estate or do you want to talk about tourism and how it has developed in Zambia since independence or the past couple of decades?
Oh, I think we still have got a lot of work today. I did a video. I always like, because I'm Travotainment, so I need to have a map all the time. Just on my bed, I look at it every day.
And from your globe, I can see that you have a ring light.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Easy giveaway.
Yeah, it's
I see. So you can see it. The ring light. Okay,
Having been a
reflection
YouTuber,
there.
I've learned I can know what tricks people are using. You know, a lot of people when they're having glasses on and then to my circles in there, like he's using a ring light.
Oh, because the glasses will like
Will
give
reflect.
a,
Yes.
will give a reflection
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go.
Okay,
Yes, go
so
ahead.
I think you know, there was somebody who was saying when I posted the video, today's video, I think when I took around those new friends of mine to the, I think, yeah, for a lion, you know, these are the guys, they have never had an experience with the lions. So, I mean, my two guests, one from Tanzania and the other one from Holland, he was so excited to have an encounter with lions, you know, in Livingstone. So one of the comments, someone was saying, I wish government would like work with you people and to like help to promote tourism in your country. So that is why we find that most of the time it is really slow. The wheels are turning, but they turn really, really slow. So I think, well, it is happening. But what is surprising, personal messages. I think I receive a lot of personal messages people who are encouraging me what I showcase about our country, especially when I was in Livingstone recently. Some people are also happy, like the people who are coming back to maybe to visit Zambia when they are hearing the part of real estate. So I think from Independence Days, some improvement, technology like YouTube has somehow helped. But, you know, I wish like one of the people who commented in my section, in the comment section of today's video, if we could do like, we wish government would have really like give a pat on the back on some of us, or given us more motivation so that we could reach out and tell. No, because at a personal level, if I could have such kind of influence where in just a year plus, more people are now willing to come to Africa. For example, the guy who came recently, the guy who came, who was like, but me, I was watching your videos from Amsterdam, and then, but the stories I had in my mind, we were told if we come to Zambia, just at the airport, they will kidnap you and with a gun, and that is the end of your life, things like that. But I had a little bit of hope. So he kept on communicating with me. I need to see the Victoria Falls. Tell me the other kind of wildlife which is there. I need to come. And that's how, I mean, I was able to welcome him. And then I said, but then were you kidnapped? No. And now the guy is on the way back home and is happy. None of such things have happened. So, hey, changes about tourism, I'm telling you, they are happening, but I feel government, there is very little. I don't know whether it is the system or it is the kind of leaders we have, but it is really, really slow. Although I've received some calls, some messages from people who are appreciating our works from government, but it's like they just appreciate there and end there. We were talking with Pinilika when we are going to Chinyunyu today. She was also mentioning how some high government profile figures were like appreciating her work as well. So we are hoping maybe it will be a time to engage more and so forth. But it's like when you engage them, they are not willing. But on their own, if they call you, it's like it makes a lot of sense. There's one other thing. Thank God you, the Kumba guy, I remember because we went together to the Tourism Expo a few weeks ago, or it's just a few days ago. I don't know whether it's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
About 2-3 weeks ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. we went to that expo, although where, like, when I had some issues, I ended up deleting everything. I accidentally deleted all the content which I got there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I had several videos. Just imagine, I lost all the content which I got there, but the only good thing is that I made some contacts. Surprisingly, I had about 4 local airlines, both the charter airlines, like there's ProFlight Zambia, there's, in fact, including KQ.
Mahogany.
Yes, Mahogany is number 1. Then ProFlight. Then there's another sister company to ProFlight as well, including Kenya Airways, KQ. They were there. We had some good thing whereby they are so excited about, like, wanting to work with me, how very good and very advanced level of talking, although I didn't cover all those things. And remember, I told you when I reached there, I was so shocked. For example, the ProFlight one, the manager who was there was like, "Oh, Traveltainment." I was also looking behind. I almost couldn't believe it that this lady was talking about. I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "I watch your videos."
Yeah.
And I was like, I was also like surprised.
Well,
apart from,
I was going to say, you got a good name. You know, it's very catchy, and then it gets to the point. It's about travel.
Oh yeah. Then also in Livingstone, a few days ago, when I was in Livingstone, we were at the lodge. When we were checking in, I was surprised. The people who came, who were also checking in. This guy, like, literally, I was with Pinilika. There is Wegem DC from Tanzania, and another gentleman. This guy just comes and says, "Wait a minute, I know you. I watch your videos." And I was like, you see? And then there was another guy. Do you know that MD90 was equally in Livingstone at the same time?
Yes. MD90 is often in Livingstone in doing environmental.
And MD90 was in Livingstone at the lodge where I had advertised that lodge. So he went to that lodge because of me.
Okay.
Yes. So, you know, we went to see another hot spring. That is a story, another one. I think I'll make a video or 2. I was shocked. Things, the way they are changing. Have you been to Chinyunyu Hot Spring?
No, not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay. A very interesting place. I'm telling you, I laughed my lungs out today when I reached there. There was even a church service at the hot spring. There were people who had big containers and a drum carrying water from the hot spring. Very hot water. You know, we made some videos which are coming up shortly. I think maybe sometime next week, that is when some of us will post, because I still have a backlog of Livingstone videos. I haven't, the falls, the rhinos, the buffaloes, whatever encounter, the boat cruises, those are still coming. So the Chinyunyu one will come much, much later.
Story of backlog.
The videos are still there, so they can't come now because I still have a lot of videos which are yet to come, maybe end of next week. So Chinyunyu, I will not empty much. I will just say, okay, it was so funny how when you went there and you pay something, but very little. They have protected the area where there is real hot water coming from the ground and it is forming a stream. It makes a river. That hot spring makes even a river where it goes. So it starts from a hot spring, but the water begins to get cold after more than a kilometer or so. That is when the water begins to be cold. But what surprised us was that at the hot spring, there was a church of this, the church called the Zion, something like that.
Oh,
they hired a bus there, so they were talking about the same water. So they were picking containers. This is the water. I'm sorry, but let me call it. This is where a scam has come up in these churches. They are saying, so this is holy water. When somebody drinks, it cures all the ailments. And this was a pastor of a church carrying containers of that water. Many containers, even a drum, say this is a church. Then the person who is in charge of that place was explaining to us about also how the same water, many people, the villagers have got their own belief system about the water. Church, there are some pastors who come there, they have also got their own interpretation of the water. Scientifically, also the people, the National Conservation Society of Zambia, whatever, they also have their own scientific explanation. Then there are also witch doctors, ngangas, which also come, they are collecting the same water. Okay, anyway, so a little bit of involvement, a little bit of evolution, a little bit of transformation, which is happening, but I feel as content creators, YouTubers, I'm seeing like, in my opinion, we have more influence than what government can advertise. I have seen for years people talking about it. In my own capacity, I'm surprised people who are reaching out to me about Zambia. I'm so shocked. People who have gone to Livingstone because of me. People who have visited Zambia because of me. I'm really shocked. In a period of just 1 year, it is really shocking.
Yeah, I think those are very, very important points. And I think just to add on, before I answer Samji's question, Samji has posted some very good points in the chat, but tourism marketing has, the tourism industry in general has always been there, primarily targeted at foreigners and white people and things like that who come in to go to national parks and do a lot of these activities. But the marketing has primarily been what we call traditional media, radio, television, and the press. With tourism, Zambia Tourism has 4 offices: South Africa, UK, the US. I think they opened one in China as well. I don't know. And so on. And so that's mainly been through the embassies and through the particular Zambia Tourism offices in those respective countries. And then a lot of the marketing has primarily been, in addition to those offices, it's primarily been the specific tour operators themselves, the lodges and the safari companies and things like that. So that's mainly what it's been for so long. And it's only, I mean, it's really been developed. It's only in the recent 10 years that a lot of policy has been developed. You know, there's even an act, Tourism Act and things like that. So that's primarily been the marketing of tourism, even the act which created the Zambia Tourism Agency, and now there's also the Tourism Council. So that's basically how it's been. And then traditional media also was just for within Zambia, it was mainly television, which is ZNBC and the now famous Lakson Intani. I think that was the face of tourism somehow. At least he would go around and do shows and showcase 1 or 2 things. That was primarily, even up to now, if you go to Zambia Tourism on social media, the presence is very low. Now on Facebook, they're coming up, but Zambia Tourism Agency has very low. There's a video they posted. I think KBM would remember the video I did of northern Zambia, where I showed the waterfalls, all the waterfalls from northern Zambia. Yeah. That video was on the Zambia Tourism website, and the views I garnered in one day were the total number of views it has garnered in its total existence on the Zambia Tourism page on YouTube in about 6 months. By the end of one day, the views I got were the same as what it had for all that time. And I mean, now that it's been there for a while. And so they haven't yet focused much on that. For many, many reasons. I think funding in Zambia tourism has been low. So Zambia tourism hasn't even organized a ZATEX, the expo in quite a number of years. This expo was somehow organized by different organizations. So there's a lot of work, but all this also being under government takes a lot of funding and takes a lot of things. So now there's the private sector involvement, which is where we come in. So there's a lot of partnership, which we as individuals can do both in our own capacity, on behalf of tour operators, on behalf of destinations which are under Heritage Commission. I mean, a place like a waterfalls doesn't belong to any tour operator. So there's all those different things, there's the activities which tour operators do, then there's just natural things which are just there under the Heritage Commission. So I think these partnerships are key, and hopefully we can see how we can develop them. What Samji is saying, why don't you operate tourism ministry on Kwacha House? So in Kwacha House is the headquarters for Zambia, for the Ministry of Tourism and Arts on Cairo Road. And the office near Handyman's Paradise is the Zambia Tourism Agency headquarters, ZTA. So all those were present at the expo recently. The one we went to, Rodney Sikumba was there. He gave a keynote speech Friday, and so on, which we missed. But those are good proposals, and that's the future. I always say, everybody, YouTube is the second biggest search engine, being owned by Google, which is the biggest search engine. YouTube is the one of the biggest online traffic generators. So there's a lot of potential going forward with YouTube, because people are moving from traditional media. People are now consuming media on their phones, on their computers. So there's a big potential. There's a big market out there. I think it's just going to take a lot of marketing, a lot of funding, a lot of, there's a lot of work to do, but we can do it. I personally think there's a lot that we can do, and we should do in partnership with these government agencies and so on. There's a page called Beautiful Zambia who's doing a good job. Beautiful Zambia is really doing a good job. They've built their page, they've built their brand. Try Zambia also had their Facebook page, and there used to be Ukwenda. Ukwenda is still there as a travel agent, and they also had a big page. So there are a number of pages which, sometimes these go up, sometimes these go down. You know how analytics work on social media. If your content, if you're not consistent in content, your audience doesn't get engaged, and so on. So yeah, Beautiful Zambia is really doing a very good job of showcasing a lot of these things. So yeah, there is work, and hopefully the tourism industry can continue to make strides in marketing tourism, not just outside, but now when Corona hit and so on, everybody was thinking, let's market local tourism, let's advertise to local tourists. So that's been very interesting. Speaking of which, there's been a local tourist adventure, if I can call it that, which has, when Queen Lika went to Samfya, I don't know if you remember that video of hers, and when I went to Samfya as well, it was organized locally and with locals, so now there's a fourth trip to Samfya, which is currently on. There are people in Samfya right now. It's been organized, and I've seen that as a very big success. This guy Joseph from Livingston has been key in planning this Samfya trip. And so he goes with a whole bus load, a big bus, full of people, and people are going, they're planning, they're saving, and they're going to Samfya for 3-4 days, and so on. And, there was a trip in October last year, then December, then April again, and there's another one now. So there's potential for local tourism. If you can carry a bus of 50 people to Samfya, then, that's local tourism, even if it's just for 3-4 days. People want to go, people just don't know the logistics of organizing. Usually the white people have those who come from outside are able to contact agencies or tourism agencies and who can do all those logistics for them. But sometimes that's beyond the reach of the average Zambian. So what has been happening, what Joseph has been doing for Samfia has been really good, you know. Do a bit of the logistics. The price is, I mean, it's 1,000, what, six, less than 2,000 per person for 3 days or so, including transport and accommodation to Samfia. And people have been turning up. So there's a lot of potential for local tourism. And in our field here in YouTube, there's a lot of potential for marketing of this. There is no, and I always say that there's very little or no content on Zambian tourism sites and Zambian tourism activities. So even what we've done collectively is still a scratch on the surface, you know, there's still a lot we have to do. There's a lot of things you can Google and you won't get results. You know, you say Kafue National Park or Kasanka National Park.
Very true.
Tumbachushi waterfalls, you know, Kundalila Falls, you know, you look Mafinga Hills, there's still very little content, you know. All those are places we are all yet to discover and put content out there. And see, at least Vic Falls is getting covered, but generally there's still a lot of work in terms of content and Zambia tourism.
I'd like to give some input on that as far as working, you know, with the government. And I see the comment made by Sam G. What I've noticed between Kenya and Uganda and Tourism Board is that they don't seem to care to work with, whether if you're a YouTuber or a tour company or what have you. It's like when they have funds and they hire, like, say, a foreign photographer or videographer to do a shoot of the country, it's usually safaris and it's geared towards the foreign investor as a tourist, right? So they make their video package, the presentation, and then they like shelve it. And what I mean by shelve it, let me give you a great example of that. In the CBD, the Central Business District of Nairobi, there's this building called the Kenyan Archives. I still haven't been inside myself, but recently, Iswatini friend of mine who's married to a Kenyan, she went in there, and I didn't think you could film, but she filmed probably about 45 minutes what was inside that building. Now, I knew it had a little bit of African history and a lot of Kenyan history, but the amount of African history outside of Kenya blew me away that she filmed. This is something that not even the Kenyan government is really exposing to the Kenyan people about what's inside the Kenyan archives. I mean, they had stuff about Burkina Faso that I've never seen before. They had a lot of stuff about the Congo that I've never seen or heard before. You name it. They had stuff from all over Africa that is just sitting there, and it's only like literally for somebody that lives in Kenya is like $2 to get in the door.
Yeah.
Right. So now, as far as the government's not working with YouTubers or tour companies, what have you, I'd say because they like to shelve stuff, they get it, they shelve it, they package it, they shelve it. It's up to you to find it. So it's not like they're really trying to work with anybody. And when they do, go ahead and work with them. But outside of that, I would say let's forget them because they're pretty much forgetting us. Right. And when you made it, and this is not the only time I've heard it. When you say, you know, Traveltainment, they like your work, they know who you are, they're watching you, and they comment to you and say you're doing great work on an individual basis. But as an organization, as a governmental organization, they're not doing anything. So at this point, you guys are coming up with great ideas. And I think the only thing that I would add to this is like, let's not wait on the government to do anything. Let's just keep doing what we're doing, take great examples of what others are doing, that stuff that works, and do the same in Zambia and other countries. And then stuff that's never been tried by anybody, if it's a great idea, go ahead and give it a try, maybe a couple times, see if it works. If it works, continue to do it. If it doesn't, go on to something else.
True.
Because I mean, basically, if you look at it, just again, with the name Traveltainment, a lot of people are entertained by travel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And you have all kinds of different travel YouTubers, as well as Facebook pages that people just go and consume. They actually give up their cable. Like in America, cable TV used to be the biggest thing. Now a lot of people are canceling their subscriptions for cable TV just so they can watch what's on the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So these cable companies, well, they still have cable, but now it's almost like a secondary option. They've had to switch to internet so they can compete with the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the IGs, or what have you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So you're seeing the trend. So even in Kenya, like the Makwazis, you guys know the Makwazi family.
Yeah.
When I was in Kenya, they were telling me that Safaricom, which is the company that invented mobile money, right?
Yeah.
They came out with their own little thing. They've been contacting Kenyan YouTubers as well as other YouTubers that are not Kenyan to sign up for their like Safaricom tube. I forget what it's called, but they're actually paying people to create their own content for Safaricoms because it's a country of 54 million people that I know.
Yeah.
And almost everybody uses Safaricom almost exclusively as far as their mobile phone service. So they have a big capacity of a lot of subscribers to watch their video content from locals in that area, and they're being monetized for it. Right? So this is a private company, not a government company, that came up with their own idea to kind of model what YouTube is doing, but they do it a little bit differently. Right? So not to say that, okay, go to your local mobile company there in Zambia to say, hey, look what Safaricom is doing. No, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because there's nothing government involved, right? And we got to look for all the opportunities that are out there, whether if they are self-invented or there's something else that's out there that we can participate in to help grow and also get our word out there in that avenue, not just YouTube, but whatever else works. And if it's monetization that you're looking for, so you could quit your job and do this full time, look at other monetizing avenues to help you with that journey. You know, and great examples to, I don't know if we I was going to ask you, Traveltainment, as well as you, the Kumba guy, without going back and watching your videos, do you guys talk about tourism a lot in your videos, or do you talk about where you go and have a good time?
Actually, we do talk about tourism otherwise, as much as we enjoy what we are doing, but we really do talk about tourism. We really do.
You did not do?
No, we do. We do actually. Okay. Yes.
Because I'm kind of wondering, you know, we talk a lot about tourism. I wonder if the word tourism is kind of turning some people off and not others. And for the ones that are being turned off, is it because it sounds like we're asking for their money, even if we're not the people at the park, right, collecting the ticket money?
Yes, yes.
Or are we the Woda Mayas and the Miss Trudy's, where they don't talk about tourism, but they talk about having a good time by saying, hey, look what they got over here. Look at this hotel. Look at this game
I
park.
see.
You see what I'm saying? They're given like a fun presentation instead of talking about tourism, you know, stats and tourism this, tourism that. It's like they're taking the whole tourism, because even the tourism, the people that are turned off by tourism, if they watch those videos, they like it, right? And I would say the people who don't like the tourism talk and do like the tourism talk, they like those videos. But for the people who don't like the tourism talk, they're turned off by the tourism videos, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm thinking.
No, I also get your point. There are some people who may really be turned off by the term tourism, actually.
And maybe that's where the tourism boards of all these countries is probably outdated, because to be honest with you, I can't remember the last time I heard about the tourism board here in America, that term being used. When they talk about tourism, I don't hear about that organization being brought up here in the States. When they talk about Disneyland, they talk about Disneyland. Right?
Yeah.
And they say we get tourists from all over the world to come here, but they're not concentrating really on the theme of tourism as a business that we need to get people here. We need to get them here so we can get the hotel rooms filled and this and that. It's like, if they say tourism is bad because of COVID, right? Or tourism's really good because, you know, all airlines around the world are competing with each other. Or this month at Disneyland, for the whole month of this year, it's never going to happen again. They're going to have this particular, I don't know, museum exhibit. It's only going to be here this time, and this is it. This is the time to come. Kind of like the year of return. This is the time to come, 2019.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm thinking, because I think tourism conversation in general, just personally, is kind of boring. But when you're entertained by tourism without making it seem like a business, it's exciting.
Yeah.
If that
Yeah, I
makes
think
any
that-
sense at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the approach of not necessarily, I mean, when you look at statistics, you put it as an industry and so on, that the end user, that's not the end user's concern. Things such as if tourism as an industry, tourism as, you know, income generating, as an economy booster, and so all those are policy things for, you know, people in legislature, parliament, and people who are on the back end, you know, people who are interested, or, you know, the all those things. I think on the end of just the random Joe blogs, the random guy on the street, he's just interested in having fun. He's not thinking, oh, will it boost tourism? Will it boost the economy? If I go to here, how are the statistics of this region and so on? And that's why most people just don't care where they go. They're like, oh, I want to go to Dubai. Because all they're thinking of is the wow factor, the excitement factor. They're not thinking of, oh no, if I go to Dubai or South Africa, instead of coming to Zambia, I'm taking my money out. They're thinking, oh, I want to see the Table Mountain. Oh, I want to go to Durban. I want to see the beach. I want to go there. Like, they're not thinking, oh, instead of going to the beach, let me go here because it will help my fellow and so on. So I think, like you have said, we should just focus on making the destinations as attractive as possible, and all those things on the back end will fall into place. Those are like pieces in a puzzle. If somebody says, oh, going to Nsumbu or Kafue National Park is exciting, let me go there, they'll go. Going to Santa is fun. Going to Siavonga is fun, they'll go. And all those economy things and all those arrivals and whatever, they'll just fall into place naturally. And, you know, politicians can deal with those numbers, and the tourism board can play around with those numbers. But your job is just to make the Zambians excited to say, oh, let's go to Siavonga, let's go to Chinyunyu, you know, let's go to wherever it is and so on. And I think for us, that should be our focus. Amongst ourselves, I'm sure maybe we could talk about it, but
right.
Yeah, which I guess that's a very interesting point that you've brought up, and how we present it to the people. You know, there's always, I mean, when COVID came and so on, there was always this: take a holiday, have it local. Take a holiday, have it local. Spend and so on. There was a lot of that going around, you know, and people, I don't know if people are buying into that.
They did in Uganda. They did in Uganda.
Oh, okay.
But the Uganda government wasn't pushing that. It was the hotels and the tour companies that pushed that. And a lot of the areas where they usually would have like foreign tourists, the hotels were filled by local tourists.
Oh, okay.
For 2020.
Yeah. So I think the main aim is to sell the destination, and everything else falls into place.
Yeah. Like I don't know how it is in Zambia, but like January and February in Kenya, you hardly have any tourists there. And that's also the cheapest time of the year to get air tickets. Right?
It's very similar to Zambia as well.
And see, this is the type of thing where, like, this is when I wish I was in Kenya, because other people have done it before. It's like you can go get a 5-star hotel for a cheaper price, right? And you can lay out, and I've seen other vloggers do it, and it says, I'm here practically all by myself. I got this whole beach to myself, this and that. Except what they're not showing you is that when people get off work, it's the locals there on the weekends, and the beaches are packed. But the hotels are empty because the locals don't need to go to the hotels. They live down the street, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like local tourism isn't there, but the hotels are empty,
Oh yeah.
you know? So, yeah, there's still like local tourism could still be pushed in a big way, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'd like us to wind up. I don't know if we should, but it's been a very eye-opening discussion. It's been very interesting talking about local tourism. I think we should see how much more we can explore on how we can promote destinations, how we can promote tourism in the country, and just flesh out some of these ideas, and also see how we can move on with collaboration, either with each other on the YouTube industry. It's been very good meeting people, and the way Travotainment and Queen Lika move together. You go to Livingstone, you do this and that, and you all leave me out because I'm on the Copper Belt. I'll be leaving you as well.
We'll soon come for you.
And then I'll leave you. I'll do my
and don't tell me
chase
that.
you.
Don't tell me that there's a secret over there where you're at there, Kumbagai, that they probably have copper omelets that nobody knows about. Just
I'll start doing my own pizzas. But yeah, I think it's nice that we are able to work together, collaborate together, and see how well we can push. We met beautiful Zambia at the expo, and the number of other those who are either on Facebook or Instagram, and Kalichi Pictures is also doing photography with these things.
Yeah.
So bit by bit we're coming together, we're meeting each other and trying to see, especially those who are doing it commercially. It's very hard to just say, let me do this with you. I have to see, how does this fit into what I'm doing? Who pay the bills? How will we do? I mean, I travel on a bus and so on, and if I say, oh guys, let's collaborate, everyone will say, oh, when, what's the schedule, and things like that. But bit by bit, whenever things are available, people are available, time or money, it's good to see how we can collaborate. Like you said, if the government has forgotten us, we should forget them. So it's very hard to make inroad with government agencies and so on. But I know, with the new people who are in, who knows how well they could be to, how open they would be to some of these. Every attempt is worth it. So we keep pushing, we keep making every effort we can in individual capacities and in group capacity, in collective capacities and so on. And yeah, we keep enjoying even just on our own. Sometimes it's not about advertising to people. Sometimes you just want to say, let me go and enjoy this.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, another thing I wanted to add, and I forgot before you close out or anything, is whether the government wants to work with us or not, when the foreign tourists come in, the government makes the money.
Yes, you see.
Yeah. When the local tourists come in, the foreign tourists don't. Government makes the money. Whether if they work with us or they don't work with us, the government still makes their money. They're getting taxes, they're getting something, they're getting revenue one way or the other throughout the entire country.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, that's a point I wanted to make that I forgot. I'm glad I remembered. Let's not wait on them. And like I said, if they want to work with us, then go ahead and work with them on that project. But then after that project is done, continue to do what you're doing. Find other ways to promote.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, we keep pushing, we keep doing what we can. Travotainment, it's good to see the growth and the progress Travotainment has made. We have to say well done. We really have
congrats on that for sure.
Yeah, and congratulations. Keep going around and making videos which we can't. Work is a blessing, but it holds back our traveling sometimes for some of us. But
yeah,
it's still good that at least there are more people doing the same thing. There's more of us out there, so I'm very happy.
All right, guys, it was nice being here, and let's do this again sometime.
Please, thank you very much. Nice discussion. This is Africa. We've really enjoyed. I loved your contribution, and you have changed my perspective, especially the last point where you mentioned not really necessarily talking about tourism, but it is tourism, but not calling it that name. I like that. Thank you so much. It has been a nice discussion.
There's one thing which you mentioned, KBM, a while ago. Traveltainment. I don't know if you ever heard or saw. This is Africa mentioned when you got married to a Kenyan, you started looking for Kenyan content by Kenyan people.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Which there was very little of. And so, here in Zambia, you find, if you want to go to South Luangwa, you want to go to these big national parks, you find videos by the Bush Camp Company or Time and Tide. Some of these, a lot of tourism agencies and safari agencies are from South Africa, who have very high-end camps in Zambia, Royal Zambezi in Lower Zambezi and things like that. Even Livingstone, you have Avani and all these big companies, and a few of them make out content and push it out on social media and so on. But I think it's been a very interesting perspective for us ourselves as Zambian, things which more Zambians are relating to. Even those who are outside want to see it from the perspective of
Zambia.
And then it's not, again, it's a real life. It's not I don't say well produced, but big budget, well choreographed, there's a script and there's 5 different camera angles and everything like that. Even it's almost
drones.
Like they're trying to sell the best of it, But when you just see Traveltainment there go and it feels real. It's just like an everyday guy showing you an everyday thing, and it's like, okay, this is a real experience. It's not out there just to sell, but it's out there just to show your everyday thing. So it's really been an interesting thing, even for me, to say, look, let's also do this as ourselves, and it's been an interesting.
Well, I love it. I love the idea, the concept of, like, for example, welcome to my channel, and today we're gonna go eat some strawberry ice cream over here. Come join us.
Yes.
Not to say you did that video, but just the idea. We're gonna go eat over here.
Yeah.
It's been a trademark.
I nearly removed that thing to say, let me quit. But again, people said, no, it's okay. It's too late.
Don't do it.
No one does it like that. Just keep doing it that way.
What makes you? It's what makes you you.
Yeah.
At some point, it kind of seems like, oh man, this guy is acting, but it's so fun. It's like I want to be there when he does it on every single video.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of feeling that some people are getting, is when they hear you say it and they do it over and over again. It's like, I come here just for, or at least have to get that.
Yes. Nice one.
Yeah, don't give that up.
Yeah.
So
okay,
right,
thank you
gentlemen.
very much.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Have a good evening. Hope we'll have a live
welcome.
stream again soon.
Another one.
But
Thank
have
you
a
so
great
much.
week
Thank you
ahead.
so much. And all those who are in the comment section who are watching us on YouTube, thank you.
Yes, everybody in the comments. See you. Enjoy your tomorrow is a holiday for us still, so enjoy your holiday tomorrow and have a great and blessed week.
Cheers.
I'm the Kumba guy.
Let's go.
go.